It being 6 PM on May 20th, 2025, I'd like to call this meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. At this time, I would like to invite you to stand and salute the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the meeting on 5/6/2025.
So moved?
Seconded. Any discussion?
No.
Happy?
Yeah,
Good.
everything's good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Approval of warrants. Yeah, I'm gonna do it all in one shot if you're all right with that.
Go for it.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve payroll warrant number 24 for $338,772.08.
So moved.
School warrant 1095, $243,618.74. General fund 1096, $202,608.43. Fire and highway 1097 for $296,211.10. And health insurance 1098 for $194,638.92.
So moved.
Second, any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, got some spending requests. Yeah, first from highway, you're in. You are looking piston for the backhoe bucket. Specialty item can only be obtained from 2 places. And it looks as though I got a sales order here, is that?
It should be 2 estimates.
Okay, I got one from,
Right.
United, and, okay, I see it. All right, so you are going with the United? Okay, and that was for $2,557.44?
Yep.
Okay, and that's considerably better than the other quote you got, so, yeah. All right, I will entertain a motion to approve highway department spending request for
So
a
moved.
piston backhoe. Second, any discussion?
No.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, let's- Okay, we've got spending requests from senior center for some cameras. And I think Ashley, you got, okay, so 3 quotes and 2 are in the thousands. And this is the,
Yeah, Jacob was supposed to be here tonight to explain it, I'm not sure.
okay.
Um,
Well, I think what Ashley has here is pretty, makes it pretty straightforward. So it looks like you're getting 1 camera, wireless, okay.
Yep.
And the camera's $150, and labor for installation, configuration, and training, 2 hours is $300. That makes.
He's waiving the labor, actually.
Okay, courtesy discount, I see that, okay. So for a total of $150?
$150.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, real good.
All right, I will entertain a motion to approve senior center spending request for $150 for a wireless solar camera.
So moved.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
guess the transfer request, I'm gonna skip over that. Um,
Senior center employee.
Yep. I'm gonna appoint senior center new employee. I assume that's you. Hi. Josie. Okay. Okay, and she is taking, Courtney, she's taken which spot?
The outreach coordinator position,
Okay, and that is a part-time?
yes,
Okay, and how many hours?
18.
18 hours? Okay. And are you local?
West Brookfield.
Okay. And I've heard a little bit about you. You worked with disabled, or?
Yeah, I worked for Cape Organization for the Rights of the Disabled, so I help people just apply for different benefits. And specifically, we helped a lot of seniors too, because a lot of seniors aren't disabled and stuff.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. So you know what you're doing.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. I will entertain a motion to appoint, and you're gonna have to help me with your last name.
Barraguanas.
Okay. Josie Barraguana to the senior center outreach coordinator position. Thank you.
So moved.
Seconded? Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations, thank you. You'll have to see Tara, the town clerk, to get sworn in, okay?
Okay.
She's there till 7 tonight?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. And we got some one-day liquor licenses here. We have one for Brookfield Orchards.
VFW.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a date on this,
Which one?
on the Brookfield Orchards. Oh,
Could be this.
okay, the back up to it. Oh, okay, yep. So Brookfield Orchards is looking for a one-day liquor license for June
For those
14th,
days.
August 23rd, August 30th, August 31st, December 6th, 7th, 13th, 14th, 20th, 21st, 27th, 28th, and October 4th, 5th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 25th, and 26th. Lots of one-day liquor licenses. Yeah. Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the one-day liquor license for multiple days for Brookfield Orchards.
So moved.
Seconded. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we've got a one-day liquor license for the VFW
Mhm.
for an event, August 30th through September 1st, just to sit outside and play cornhole. I think they do this every year. I will make a motion to approve the one-day liquor license for VFW 3439, August 30th and September 1st.
Second. You moved. Oh, entertain a motion. Okay, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No problem.
So moved.
Seconded? Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
All right.
Yeah, trying to mess me up.
Yeah, I misheard you, I
No
guess.
pressure. All right, and actually, we got another one here.
Yeah.
One-day liquor license for VFW 3439 for the dates of July 4th through the 6th.
There's a lot of dates.
To 5 PM.
This one has to be pending receipt of their liability
Okay, this,
certificate.
I think this, that's a different one.
We can approve it pending
Yep,
receipt of the liability.
we're not there yet, though. I think that was the
That was
next
this one.
Yeah, this is this one. We're still in the
Common ground?
VFW. They have multiples.
Oh, I was
So-
on common ground already.
Yeah. Well, wait for me. So, I will entertain a motion to approve the one-day liquor license for VFW 3439 for the dates of July 4th and July
Oh,
July
I see.
6th.
So moved.
Seconded. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye? All right. And I've got one more. Application for one-day liquor license for Common Ground. And they are looking for a one-day liquor license for just about every day. All right, so I'm assuming that's not just a one-day liquor license. And it actually says, Common Ground needs to provide me with a certificate of liability, but we can approve it pending receipt of the COLA. Okay. So I will entertain a motion to approve the application for, I'm gonna call it liquor license, to Common Ground.
So moved.
Seconded. Any discussion?
No.
They have an indoor tap room with bar and seating, and outdoor pavilion bar and lawn area. I'll second that. No discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Look at that. That was easy. All right. Under old business, I will entertain a motion to allow town council to talk with the town accountant in regards to union negotiations.
So moved.
Seconded? Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Getting the Jason text just to keep me in line.
Did you start yet?
It's almost like you didn't trust me.
Did you start yet?
Probably asking if I'm here. Tell him no.
She's here.
We haven't seen her. We haven't seen her.
Okay, and we got an update from Miss Sheila Orsi on DDC. Did you want to update us?
I did,
Okay.
if that's okay.
That is very okay.
Okay. So update that we have from Downtown Development Committee is that we've been working closely with Bill Palais from BSCG Group. And he has realized that there had been a change of scope, obviously, in our project, where we're using some of those funds to come down Summer Street along the side of the park. And School Street, I keep mixing up School Street and Summer Street all the time. Brandon will attest to that. So as we're coming down the park, we wanted to use some of our Complete Streets funds for that. And we have 2 grants that we'd applied for, Complete Streets and Shared Streets. The Shared Streets grant we got $200,000 for, and the Complete Streets we got $400,000. We requested an additional 100, and we told that we were able to receive that as well. So, because we changed the scope of the project, and it wasn't just running down North Main Street, where it was originally engineered, Complete Streets is pushing back a little bit on that. So we plan to take the project and make the School Street side, and just use Shared Streets for that project, so that we can send that out to have a scope change just for Shared Streets and make it easier by kind of separating the 2 grants from each other. So then the other thing that has happened is with Complete Streets, because we have the 400,000 plus we got the extra 100 that we had been awarded, the original scope, which I was explaining to you guys just before the meeting started, that I sent out the original plans that we have engineered for, we're supposed to run all the way down the north side of Main Street. It was supposed to go from in front of Hannaford's all the way down to Maple Street? Maple Street?
Central Street.
Central Street. I have no geography, okay, very geography challenged. And that scope had been peeled way back, and we only did what we see now on the street right now, which is from the corner of North Main and School up to Central Street. I did pretty good with that one. So Bill is saying that now that we've been awarded this extra 100,000, the original bid came in lower than we expected, that we have some funds left still from the Complete Streets original phase that we are in the works with now, and that it looks like we have enough funds to actually run the rest of the sidewalk down in front of that church parking, the church stone wall again. So he's in negotiation with Complete Streets to see if we can add that phase back in. That phase is not actually approved by the Board of Selectmen or by Highway either. So I'm just bringing this to the attention of the board and Highway, that that's what Bill's working on.
Okay.
But I don't know that the town has approved that. And I want to make sure that we're very transparent and that the town and the Highway are going to know that we've been, I've just been talking to Bill about what he wants to do with the money and how we might be able to use it. So there is an email that's been going back and forth between him and a gentleman named Eddie from the Mass DOT about how to move those funds around and like renegotiate the scope a little bit.
Okay.
So that's kind of my update, I believe, right now.
And that was in the email that you were referencing earlier?
The email that I sent to you guys actually has that original plan of the sidewalk coming all the way down, so you can see what that was supposed to look like.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I don't know that we're gonna be able to run it all the way down to Hannaford right now, like we wanted to. I think we have enough funds to take it just down all the way in front of the church, to be able to add a sidewalk in front of that stone wall. Which there was some back and forth about that, so if it goes through, great. If it doesn't, I understand, but if we don't, we have to, I think the steps at this point would be to, Bill's gonna renegotiate the scope with Mass DOT, see if they approve it, and if they approve it, the town would have to renegotiate a contract with BSCG Group in able to keep that part going forward, and hopefully use J&L, who's already on the sidewalk that we're working on now, to keep that running down too. So there's a couple more steps that are gonna be involved, but I just wanna make sure that we had an update on that. The only other update that we have is that we are working diligently, Brandon, especially from our team, is working on the One Stop for Growth grant to work in negotiations with Vibram to try to see if we could get a grant for our parking lot back here behind the police station on Grove Street. That would be a great use of that space. And Vibram has already discussed the possibility of matching funds for that grant, so they haven't said yes. By no means am I saying that, we're just in negotiation with, chatting with them about it, but that's kind of in the works from our team too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's about it.
All right. Thank you.
Add one thing.
Yeah.
On the Complete Streets, that extra funding that we have, if we don't use it by the end of the year, it goes away.
Right, we're gonna,
So
yeah,
we
it's gonna be
have to-
gone, that extra 100.
So we can't dilly-dally.
No, and they're in the works with it now, so, I mean, it's gonna come through within the next
Yeah.
couple weeks, I think, to see if you guys wanna
So as
all
soon
go
as,
forward with that.
as soon as we get all the okays from Mass DOT, we'll present it to the board.
Right.
Okay, and
Yeah.
Highway is in on what the
I
plan is?
literally just sent it over to Highway. I
Okay.
haven't been able to sit down and have a discussion with them, so I do not wanna put them on the chopping block
Okay, yeah,
whatsoever.
no, that's
Because
good.
I
Um,
haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I just sent it over this afternoon, and they're just starting to work through that, so we gotta talk about that too. But it should be something nice. If we are able to add it, great. If not, it's okay. It's been that way since eternity, so that's okay too.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have a spot for people to step out onto a curb over there.
Sidewalk
Yeah,
would be
it's a-
good.
yeah, huge safety issue,
Yeah.
actually,
Mhm.
especially crossing over to the library.
And it sounds like we'd be able to do this in conjunction quickly with the paving that's coming down too, which would be amazing, because we've been hoping to get a sidewalk on that side, and if we can get that sidewalk in before the paving comes, we don't have to, like, we can work in tandem with those Mass DOT guys too. I know Jeff, from CMRPC just asked me for the plans too, so I sent them over to him because he's working with Mass DOT on that project as
Okay.
well, so I just
I've
sent
seen
them
some,
over to him.
some emails coming from him.
Yep.
Okay,
So,
good
hopefully that
stuff.
all works out. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right. And an update from Mr. Peter Horsey on the building project.
So, it's going swimmingly. The steel should be done by the end of the week. The roofers are on site, they should be done by the end of the week. Gutters will come later. The electricians, the demo is done, the materials are on site, they're starting to run the new feeds. Some of the interior carpentry has been signed off by the building inspector. They're working on the transitions for the spray foam, which should be done first week of June. Heaters are in, painters should be working the second week of June. We have a few issues we've had to deal with, like, because it's a pre-existing building from the 50s, some of the electrical had to be updated. There's some drain issues that we're dealing with now that may be a little more expensive than we hoped, so we may have some financial restraints coming up on that part, but we're trying to work with contractors, selectmen, the inspectors to come up with the best solution we can for the project. I would like to really thank Sheila and Tara from the town offices for as much help as they've given us. And I think after these projects are done, with the highway projects and the downtown development and all the new projects coming in, this downtown's gonna have a great revitalization and look fantastic.
Good deal.
Great.
Any questions?
Thank you, Pete.
Thank you for your time on the board.
All right, I'm gonna skip around a little bit. My first time, I can do that. Couple things I wanted to go over quick. Flags are back up in town. I want to thank Mr. Avery for giving me a hand with that, and thank him for, we did some, not only got them up, but we did some work on the poles, some of the poles that were in tough shape, and replaced the poles, and Mr. Avery did some work on some additional flags later on, and thank you for that. And then I just want to, there was some conversation as to the beaver problem and the flooding problem we have down on Brickyard Road with the rail trail, and I wanted to give a little bit of update on that. And kind of going back to on April 28th this year, Board of Selectmen asked the Highway Department to evaluate the flooding situation near the Walcott Pond. Yeah, I'm calling it Walcott Pond. That's how it's going to work. The highway superintendent determined the situation needed addressing due to the potential impacts to public ways. Superintendent reached out to Mr. John Tripp to best understand the culvert, where the culverts were, and come up with a plan to address. The culverts were cleaned out. Thank you, by the way. And grids were added to prevent material from lodging inside the culvert pipes at that time. Volunteers have been trying to keep the material from building up on a regular basis. Mr. Avery, thank you.
Andrew also.
And Andrew, yes. As I understand it, the kind of pre-our time, Board of Selectmen here have been communicating with the East Brookfield Board in regards to the situation. It's our understanding, my understanding, that the East Brookfield Board of Selectmen are trying to reach out to the property owners to address the beavers as well as the dams. And as I'm finding out, this process is much longer and dragged out and complicated than I thought it would be. But hey, also that North Brookfield Board of Selectmen, we are in the process of applying for our own beaver permit to address the issue from the Walcott Pond waterfront property. So hopefully the rain slows down and we can get rid of some beavers. That's all I got. Do you have anything?
I have nothing.
Okay.
Public comment.
Public comment period.
Jacob's here to talk about the cameras,
Okay.
camera for the senior center.
Sure, why not?
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm with a company called Nevry. We provide municipally focused IT solutions for small towns. We're over in Brookfield and Spencer. I had family that lived in North Brookfield for like 40, 50 years, so I try to give back where I can. We've agreed to donate the time required to install a security camera at the senior center. We have just a one-page kind of agreement. Basically, you know, it's a CYA, cover your butt, right?
Okay.
So if you guys want to take a look at that and you agree with it, just so we can go over there and install the camera on your building without, getting
Okay.
in trouble for touching your building.
Are you looking for that to get signed tonight?
It doesn't have to be, but I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay, okay, I'll take it.
Do a meet
Okay.
and greet and say hello and.
And we greatly appreciate your,
No, of course.
Yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Your time.
Nice Ralph, okay.
Jamie.
There you go. I got a copy for your town administrator and then the other member of your board too.
Perfect, perfect, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And again, really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
your-
My wife.
Anybody else? Brandon?
Well, I might want to talk to you also.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, we have an ongoing issue, as everyone knows, with things going on in the common, vandalism, people not paying attention to signage, not picking up after their dogs. It's a kid's playground, and soccer people have mentioned it, that, dogs have been not picked up after on the fields. There's dogs going into the kids' play area, and we have signage up, no dogs in there, because they pee on the equipment, frankly. People don't pay attention to the signs. We have ongoing issue with people in the neighborhood taking up spaces on the North Common parking area, where it says parking for playground purposes only. There's at least 2 commercial vehicles that been there consistently parking, and seems to me they get there about 4 o'clock and they've taken up spaces, and I know there's other neighbors that park there. If every neighbor parked 2 or 3 vehicles there, there'd be no place for the people using the playground, the soccer groups and such, and then they wind up taking up a lot of space on the streets, and it's, safety issue, and people have to walk all the way around the common when the soccer field's right there. So I just would hope people would be a little more considerate, trying to do the best we can and maintain the common and make improvements on the common. But the more we have to fight over these issues, the tougher it gets to spend time on what needs to be done.
Can't we get them ticketed?
So that's, I don't know, that's an option to at least give some of those vehicles that are parked there consistently, at least a warning. It's not permitted. I don't know if we need a specific town policy to do that, other than the signage, but might want to talk to the chief about that. But it's the common
It's the
for
town bylaw before you can charge a fee.
everybody in town. Everybody use, and not just for a few neighbors to monopolize spaces, and not just for a few dog owners to use as an outdoor play area for the dogs and not pick up after them.
Is there a bylaw having to do with?
I don't think we currently have a bylaw in the books regarding ticketing fees in the town. We would have to institute one before we could actually collect fees.
Well, there's a parking.
In our
Where?
town bylaws?
Oh, not sure. Also, people consuming alcohol on the common, and there's definitely a bylaw against that. That's a $300 fine if you get caught doing that. So.
Isn't there a state law against that?
It
Should
might
be.
but it's also a bylaw. Well, the bylaw has.
Sounds like we need a little bit of a police presence around there.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't have to
police are a
be
little
all the
stressed
time,
but
just
maybe
to
once in a while.
let people know.
High usage, they could just stop by
Yeah,
and take a look. I don't think it's the soccer people that are doing the drinking, but find nooks all over, mostly the other end of the common, and alcohol bottles and stuff, so, you know, it is a public park, and it's supposed to be a nice place to go and enjoy yourself.
Be respectful while you do it.
What?
Be respectful while you do it.
Yes.
Yeah, doesn't sound like. The bylaw. You pretty certain of that, Michelle? No? Yeah, okay.
Well, the drinking one at least can be addressed. And
Yeah,
that'll
I-
bring
I-
a presence.
Yeah, the drinking one's a
And
little
if there's
hard.
they
dogs
can
off
walk-
leashes and stuff, that could be enforced as well with the
Yeah.
dog
Well,
officer.
Yeah,
it's not off leashes, it's people just don't pick up after them.
yeah.
I thought you said people were like letting their dogs loose in there.
No, what they,
The dogs are letting loose in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, make a little
Okay.
presence there and knock on somebody's window and say, you know, you can't be parking here.
Well, I mean, there's a minimum required number of parking spots, at least for multifamily or apartment buildings in the town.
Mhm.
So that shouldn't, those people should never be parking
Right.
on the
Right.
street.
All
it
right.
seems like the biggest culprit that I've noticed are two commercial vehicles that park there every day, overnight,
On
and
the
leave
Grove
in the
Street
morning.
side.
On the parking area in North Common Street.
It kind of interferes with the soccer parents parking. Yeah.
Well, like I said, you know, if everybody in the neighborhood parked there, there wouldn't be,
Right.
you know.
All right. Alright.
Some days are lighter than others, and some, you know, especially when they have games, the parking's a premium, so.
Have a conversation.
Yep.
Good. Anybody else?
I would just say, if anybody wants to join the North Brookfield Downtown Development Committee, we're always looking for people to help. How's that?
Perfect.
There you go.
All right. You good?
Mm.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor?
All right,
Aye. Thank you, everybody.
thanks.
Hey, dog guy.